Welcome back to Whitey's Whispers, episode 12. In the next couple of weeks, we're going to be doing a couple of special editions in the lead up to the 2005 Premiership Reunion weekend in a couple of weeks. And the guest today is the Simpson Medallist himself from that day, Toby McGrath. Welcome, Toby.
Hey, thanks for having me, Whitey.
Yeah, no worries, mate. Now, 10 years has flown on by. You've since won the Sandover. You've won another grand final, become a fireman, broken your leg snowboarding, become a father, built a house, been on numerous footy trips. Mate, where does winning the Simpson Medal on that day rate amongst all of those?
Simpson Medal. Probably almost last in that whole list, mate. It's footy trips would be right up there.
Yeah,
that'd have to be going.
No doubt.
Grand final, being a captain of the grand final in '09 would have to be up there as well. But yeah, breaking my leg in Japan was interesting. Being stranded on the other side of the world. With,
and you do love your snowboarding, don't you, mate?
I tried, mate. Yeah.
And looking back to 2005, mate, what do you remember most about the game?
It's funny. I don't really remember. I remember kicking one goal, and I kicked three, and there's two of them I don't remember at all. And it was the last one I kicked, but I reckon my biggest memory, as much as the game's a bit of a blur, was the final siren.
Yeah, good.
After when we won, I was down in the forward pocket, and when the ball finished, it was up the other end, so I had to sprint pretty much all the way up the other end, and I had a busted Achilles, so that's why I was sitting in the forward pocket. For the last 20 minutes of the last quarter, but I think just that elation of winning the game, and you were there, you know.
Yeah, definitely, mate. It was awesome.
It was unreal.
Yeah, mate, and I reckon mine probably be Tipper doing those backflips when he got cramp halfway during the last quarter, had to come off, and he was doing backflips
on the boundary.
On the boundary line. Yeah. Mate, in a couple of weeks we've got the reunion, and no doubt, as we've probably touched on, you're the most excited when it comes to these social events. Who are the blokes that you'd be, looking forward to? Probably three blokes you'd be looking forward to having the beer with the most, you reckon?
Three blokes, I suppose. Pretty much like everyone I'm looking forward to catching up with, but Shane Crawford, Justin Crawford.
Always a crowd favourite.
If he's around, if someone can find him.
Might be still playing penance.
Yeah. Probably, Tipper as well, if he can get here. Matty Clucas, I know he can't come, but probably blokes like Adam Hay and Evan Hewitt.
Haven't seen them for ages.
That we haven't seen around the club for a long time, especially
the last few years.
A few years, when I finished playing. But I reckon seeing those guys would be pretty good, as long as the two Hamsey boys go home early. I'll be happy too. So
I don't drink beer anyway, mate. So and now each week I normally dig up a bit of dirt on the boys, and some are harder than others, but you, mate, I've got a fair bit of dirt, and if I had a bobcat, I could shift it around pretty easily. One story that I need you to confirm or deny, and it dates back to after the 2005 grand final. It was the morning of Mad Monday. You've given the boys a call, and you said that you were going to pick them up. You're going to take them to Mad Monday. You get to the house, and you've got the Simpson Medal strapped in the front seat, and three blokes can only jump in. Fourth bloke had to miss out. Fourth bloke being Clint Jones, and you wouldn't let him anywhere near your Simpson Medal after the day before when he tried to take it. Can you confirm or deny if this is true?
I can confirm that lie came from Morgan Cooper, that story, because I can categorically say that on that Monday morning, I was in no state to drive.
Fair enough, mate.
No state to know where I was at all, mate. So, but poor old Jonesy. If that story was true, he wouldn't have been anywhere near my taxi. Yeah.
That's right, mate. Good man. And another incident that's fallen after another grand final in 2009 was when your fluffy white little dog George ended up being jet black. Can you tell me what happened there?
Well, on the Tuesday after the '09 grand final, I had the boys around at my place, your arms in a sling, and my dog George is pretty friendly, when you rub his belly, he lays back and he's like this. So for some reason, Cora DeLulio had a texter, was signing autographs before he took off over east. He started drawing on George's belly, so I thought, I saw it happening, and I said, geez, Del, don't do that. And Sammy Hunt was with him, sitting right next to him.
Trouble there.
So, they kind of sneakily stopped doing it. I came back 10 minutes later, the whole dog is completely black. Completely black. And they denied doing it. I said, you blokes, you know. Anyway, ended up getting ink poisoning from it happening, and ended up costing me $500 at the vet. So, but yeah, Sammy and Dell, you'd be glad to know George's still kicking. So.
Yeah, he is, mate. He's still kicking along, and he's nearly got enough Instagram followers too, I reckon. He gets that many photos put up of him these days. Mate, and over your time at the club, the supporters would see you as this brilliant player, great leader on the field, but I reckon most of the blokes that have walked through the door downstairs would best known you for your love of footy trips and social functions. You've been front and centre at a lot of them. What have been some of your highlights over the journey? Yeah, I do like a good footy trip or a function. I'd say the highlights would have to be the Vegas trips. If function-wise, I suppose, you know, we got the Red and White party up and running in 09. Thanks to Belly when he helped us out. That's been fantastic, and it's still going. It's still going to this year. A couple of weeks ago, it was awesome night. It's still going. So I missed that one. The invite must have slipped through. Mate, you're always front and centre of the invites, mate. You're obviously fighting fire somewhere. I know my number fell out of Cookie's phone that weekend. So, but no, the two Vegas footy trips would stand out. Just was Vegas. That's all I have to say about that, I suppose. But yeah, we had a trip to Phuket, which is fantastic as well. So I try my hardest to over a lot of footy trips try and win the best on footy trip. Yeah. And it didn't happen until my very last footy trip. I tried so hard to win that best on ground, and the boys actually gave it to me out of pity, I think. So I did work hard. Very good, mate. And you, over the journey, have been, mate, one of the greats at the footy trips and the social functions. And, mate, just lastly, we're going to touch on this week's game. It's Googsy's 100th game, and for everyone out there, try and get out there to support Googsy. What were your memories of playing with Googs? He would have only been a young fella. He hasn't put on too much more weight since then, but what are your memories? Oh, he's my memories of him just working hard in the gym, I suppose. Just a man machine, you know. No, probably, in all seriousness, probably it's just his uncanny knack of being able to sledge blokes on the field, you know. For a scrawny little bloke that is getting the best out of his ability, and he's playing 100 games. So, and he also loves a footy trip. Googsy, he does. Yeah, loves to mix it with the gypsies in LA, you know. So he's good. So. Definitely, mate, and that'll be put to the test this year because his girlfriend Alex is starting to put the clamps on. So we'll see what he's made of at the end of this year, anyway. All the best to Googsy. Tobes, thanks very much, mate, and I look forward to having a beer with you or 10 in a couple of weeks' time. And thanks for coming in. Thanks, mate. Cheers, Tobes. Good man. Go the Bulldogs.